Hello everybody, welcome. I'm No02 and thank you for watching this video. Welcome to my short little beginner's guide. I know this is a saturated subject. I'm going to keep it short, simple, sweet, cut through the fluff, and just sort of talk about the basic things that you can sort of just get into it as quickly as possible, understand the core mechanics of the game. This will be part 1 of 3, I think. This one will be about just like some of the basic UI here that you can interact with in the diegetic menu. You don't even need to know what that word means. Don't worry about it. Talking about just the consoles that you can access and some basic information to get you started and comfortable from basically leveling up your character and then getting into a mission that is going to give you the most possible amount of progress and things like that. And before we get into any of that, in the main menu here, which you can access with your escape key or whatever the start button on your controller or what have you, is just the miner's manual. And I would highly recommend that you just check this out a little bit whenever you're confused, especially the getting starting section here, where it talks about the basics, how you can get ammo in the middle of a mission, unlocking perks and all the upgrading your gear and getting gear mods and etc. and things like that, as well as if you're in the middle of a mission, in the missions tab here, if you're confused about what you need to do or what's going on, you can go to the missions menu in the middle of your mission. You can access this in the middle of it, click on your mission that you're doing, and see exactly each step that needs to be accomplished. You have a little visual aid and a little sentence to help possibly guide you along if you're ever confused at all, as well as all the anomalies and side warnings that the missions can have at random and things like that. Next, we have right here is the perk tree, as well as the milestones. Milestones and perks. You complete milestones to get little stars. Those stars are called perk points, also known canonically as PP, and we all want more PP in our life. And you will spend that PP to unlock passive and active perks, which will make your character stronger, like the ability to do less friendly fire damage, the ability to resupply quicker, pick up your teammates who are down faster, things like that in general. One thing that I felt almost immediately when I opened up this page was anxiety. Look at all these freaking things. Look at all these milestones. Completing these will reward you with that PP, those stars. And let me tell you, you don't need to look at any of this. This is totally passive. Literally everything that you can do, primary, secondary objectives, completing a certain mission type, unlocking more weapons or gear or equipment or whatever. Literally everything that you do in this game will be rewarded in some way or another via a milestone. And so for how complicated or overwhelming this page might look to you, as far as all these different things that you can be doing in this game to unlock more perk points, it's totally passive because literally everything that you do will be rewarded in one way or another. So you don't need to worry about this so much. And this will also not be the primary way in which you'll be selecting what mission or what to do next. There's another and better way to do that to make better progress. Everything they do here will be passively added here to the screen, so don't even worry about it. A link in the description of this video will take you to a video where I will show you, in part 2 of this beginner's guide, a simple and brief way to sort of navigate the first chunk of this perk tree, allowing you to skip some of the worse or the less good perks and sort of focus on the better perks and get the most value out of it and things like that. Next, we'll move on to the equipment tree. And the nice thing about this game is that for this area, for this having to run around to menu, everything that we really care about is right here on screen. Just about everything. Our equipment, our ability to upgrade our solo companion Bosco, a little flying robot for our solo missions, our assignments, as well as our ability to select a mission. And so we'll start right here with our equipment. And just like completing everything, objectives and doing stuff in the game will reward you with milestones and the stars, the perk points. Completing missions will also reward you with XP to level up the dwarf that you are operating. You can also select your character here. It'll also reward you with resources like credits and a variety of, space minerals. And you will use those space minerals
Time for a cold one once this is
to
done.
upgrade your character. As you level up your character, you'll get access to different weapon modifications. For instance, in order to unlock the tungsten-coated buckshot and or bigger pellets, I need to be engineer level 12. I'm currently level 8, and so you just earn XP, you'll level up, you get access to more stuff, more options, and then you will spend credits and minerals to purchase
Can't wait to try this out.
some of these upgrades and things like that. And that is literally it. Literally it. The one tip that I would give you is that 100% you want to get this power attack thing. I actually avoided this because I was like, oh, I'm going to shoot a gun a lot of the times. I don't need to smack things with the pickaxe. The power attack on the pickaxe is going to be one of your key tools, your baseline utility stuff. It's super standard. It's super easy to use. So I would say unlock this early on because there's a lot of value in it in the long run. It's basically part of your base toolkit because every single dwarf will have this upgrade available to them. Power attack is very, very nice. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. A link in the description of this video will also take you to part 3, where I will show you the build that I did with my scout. Why I recommend scout to be the first character that you play for its simplicity, ability to save itself from fall damage, as well as the exact weapon build orders that I sort of did, and how it's just a very nice, clean, versatile class that you can choose from. Of course, feel free to choose whatever class that resonates with your soul. Scout happened to resonate with mine. I got lucky. Next, we'll go to the drone modification. Again, as you level up, you'll gain access to different equipment or gear modifications for Bosco. In this game, you can play online with 3 other people, friends, family, randoms, what have you. You can also just choose to play solo, basically like in an offline mode. When you do that, you have Bosco as your companion, and you can upgrade him as you level up and give him all kinds of different things, like the ability to mine faster, or the ability to shoot more rockets and blah, blah, blah. The thing I would say about Bosco is that he can do everything. He can mine minerals for you, he can pick up heavy gems for you, he can repair things for you, and missions where repairing is a thing that needs to be done, and etc. I really like him. I think he's great. He's not a great source of damage, but when you are operating Bosco, feel free to try and make him do anything, because I was always surprised when I came to realize, like, oh, he can do that for you? Oh, he can do this for you? I was always surprised when that seemed to happen. So just keep in mind that there's also a way to play solo. And if you are a solo player, here is where you'll be able to upgrade them. Now, next is the assignment board, and this is the primary way in which you will make progress in this game. This is where you'll unlock new mission modes, new difficulties, eventually be able to unlock promoting your dwarfs who are high level, and just a whole slew of things. This is the primary means of progress in my eyes. So, like, remember when I said that, like, don't worry about the milestones? They're passive. Don't look at them, right? You might think, like, well, I want more perk points, so I should do the next milestone that's super close to being completed. Don't worry about it. Here is where you'll ultimately be selecting your next mission. This assignment board will look a little bit different, as far as I can tell, depending on what class you're running as. So, basically, when you reach certain prerequisites, you'll earn the right to begin an assignment. And an assignment is a long chain of missions, and the assignment will tell you what kind of mission that you need to do. In the green is your reward. Once I complete all of these diamonds worth of missions, I'll be rewarded with a bunch of loot and extra stuff. Primarily, right, these things rewarded in green. But the reason why I talk about this being the primary source of progress is that not only do you upgrade your ability, unlock all of the game's content through this assignment panel, you'll also unlock the different weapons and guns and etc. that each class can have access to. For instance, I have right here, once I get engineer level 10, I can start the assignment that will allow me to unlock the stubby voltaic SMG and things like that. And so once we understand the assignment board, you click on one, you choose it, it's active. You can only have one active at a time. Now that when we go to our mission terminal, you can see the little symbol right here. This is where the assignment is telling me to go. You'll click on it. It's going right here. Yep, go right here. This is where you want to do the assignment. And from here, you can now choose to join a match that is always in progress. You can host a match so that people can join in on you, or you can play solo. Now, one thing too, I don't know what's going to happen here. Notice that when I click, you get the little spinning dwarves in the center. In the early game, a lot of this map is not accessible to you. You have a limited selection of missions, as well as a limited selection of difficulties. And I found in the earlier stages of the game that when you tried to select a mission and then click join, I found that there wasn't always this menu here. I would just get I would just get this spinning wheel pretty much indefinitely. And I thought something was wrong with my connection or things like that. That simply just means that there's no games in progress with these in this particular area under these particular circumstances and things like that. So feel free to host your own game or do it solo. In fact, in fact, I would highly recommend that as you're doing the beginning assignment, in fact, the initial assignment, which will allow you to unlock new game modes, all of the different mission types here, from mining operation to elimination, industrial sabotage, stuff like that, I would actually recommend that you do a new mission type in solo mode. In solo mode. Because when you're playing with 3 random people or other people in general, and I had no idea what to do, my teammates were completing objectives, and I wouldn't see what that looked like. I wouldn't do it myself. I would, I'm slower. I didn't have the game knowledge and things like that. And so when it came to playing with other people, they would end up completing the mission before I can even understand what was actually happening. For instance, the salvage operation is where I really felt this impact. The salvage operation on the surface just says, hey, there's some mules missing. You need to go find them, rebuild them, bring them back to HQ. But in fact, there's like, you need to find the mule, you need to scan it. It'll show you where the legs are. You need to go dig those legs up. Then you bring them back to the drop pod. But then you need to build an uplink and defend it. And then you need to build a fuel cell and defend that. And these were things that I didn't know about. I didn't get to experience them. I didn't know what it looked like in game to actually deploy and prepare these fuel cells and uplink things. So if you do these missions solo for the very first time, you're going to maximize the gameplay experience, the knowledge that you'll be gaining, because you'll be forced to do all of the objectives by yourself. And I would recommend that just for the first time, so that you get a fuller understanding of how these game modes play out. It also allow you to basically choose, I like this game mode, I don't really like this one, sort of mix and match to some extent, right? That would be my recommendation for starting out, is to play these missions solo to get the maximum amount of information out of them as you can. And then once you do that, you can do whatever you want, right? If you're a fast learner, you're a Chad gamer, then you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. The last bit of thing that I want to show you here is that there is a side thing that will have a little bit of pertinence in the long run here. There is a bar. There is a bar. Looks like my game froze. How can it do this to me? Basically, you can see right here the Abyss bar. You can go to the bar. You will collect ingredients inside of missions as you see fit, as you encounter them randomly, basically. And then you will use those ingredients to purchase. You'll use those ingredients to purchase a special brew and have a little bonus effect on your next mission and things like that. So that is basically it. That's all the basic UI that you'll be interacting with on a regular basis. I recommend that you guys just get familiar with, get comfortable with. And if all the little extra fluff and details of the rig and space station overwhelm you, don't worry about it. I showed you everything that you're going to need to everything that you're going to worry about for the most part, what we talked about in this mission. Or in this video. This is my mission. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the future.